I'm experiencing some back pain, so what I'm going to do is I looked up how much turmeric to take, and it's 0.5 grams or half a gram to 1 gram of turmeric up to 3 times a day for anti-inflammatory or pain reduction purposes. So you can do 0.5 grams or 1 gram up to 3 times per day. And I'm also going to give this reishi mushroom a try, and it says to take 1 teaspoon. So I'm gonna make a tea with tons of honey because I'm not sure how this is gonna take, but I do know that turmeric is kind of funky tasting. So I'm going to measure it out right now, see how much that is, and I'll probably either blend the turmeric in with some straight honey and then swallow it that way. Or I might measure out 1 gram and put that into capsules and just swallow the turmeric in capsules, because I'm in a lot of pain right now. My back aches really bad. So when I was, I don't know, how old was I? When I was about 16 or 17 years old, I had a snowboarding crash. I was just hitting jumps and stuff in the snowboard park, and the snowboard park was built on ice basically, and all the jumps were ice, and I caught the ice off of a lip and my snowboard went flying out in front of me and I landed on my rear end. And from that incident, I felt my back compress, and then I continued to have pain for about a year, like extreme, like a lot of pain. And I was a long distance runner, and I just thought, oh, this is just like running issues. Well, it turns out when I finally got checked out, because none of the doctors believed me when I explained my pain, that there was something wrong with my back. They just didn't believe me. And it took a chiropractor actually to say that I had some pretty bad inflammation in my back and I needed to get it checked out. So I went and had like an MRI or a CAT scan, whatever it is that they do to check your back. And it turns out that I herniated L4, L5, S1. I herniated the discs between those vertebrae. So here I am, 15, 16, 17, like 18 years later, 18 years I've been dealing with this pain. And sometimes it's worse than others. And it's been pretty mild for like the last year, but I don't know what I've done recently, but I'm having a lot of pain again. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a try and I'll let you know how it goes. It's saying 2 grams, but it goes back and forth between 1 and 2 grams. So I'm gonna just go ahead and assume that it's closer to 1 gram, and that's what I'm gonna take. Okay, and then I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of the reishi mushroom powder for anti-inflammatory and extra antioxidant. So I'm just gonna add that, and then I'm gonna make, I think I'll just make some golden milk with this. I'm just gonna heat up some coconut milk and add some honey and call it good. Coconut milk to warm it up. Dump the powders in here. I'm gonna put it on the stove. A little bit of honey, sweeten it. Tasty. Who knows what it's gonna taste like, but I gotta give it a try. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna taste it. This is the official taste test of the turmeric reishi mushroom anti-inflammatory drink that's hopefully going to heal me and take away my pain. Maybe not heal me, because I don't think you can heal herniated discs. It's pretty bitter. It's very bitter. It's got a bit of a sharp taste to it. I'm not sure what that is. Very bitter though, but hopefully this is a miracle worker and I can update in an hour and say that my pain is gone. Okay, so while I make dinner, I feel like I kind of need to explain where I'm coming from a little bit more with regards to my injuries and what's going on with my body. When I say that I haven't had pain for the last year, I didn't mean that I'm pain-free. What I meant was my sciatic nerve issues haven't been a daily occurrence for me. Now, with that said, I do have some very severe muscle spasms that I've been experiencing in my back. It's like my psoas muscle like seizes up, and I think my physical therapist said it was something like 10,000 pounds of pressure or something when that muscle spazzes out like that. So when I'm holding my baby on my left side, and I've been holding babies on my left side for the last 7 years. So anytime I hold my baby on my left side, and that's the side that's comfortable for me because I'm doing everything else with my right hand. So I hold my baby on my left side, and after like a minute or two, my back starts to seize up and I can't move. I have to literally like lower her down to the ground, standing straight up, and like drop her to the floor because my back seizes up so bad from just carrying children and my hips being a little bit twisted. I was an extreme sports athlete. I was an endurance athlete in my younger years. And all of those things have caught up to me, from the snowboarding and long distance cross country and woods running. I used to run the mountains in the Shenandoah Valley or the Blue Ridge Mountains. I'd go up there and I would trail run. I worked on a mountain. I worked on top of a mountain where I snowboarded throughout the winters, and you know, and the whole racing motocross and crashing and all that kind of stuff. Then I also was in excavation for 5 years. And if you know anything about excavation, then you know that it's one, operating heavy equipment, also a lot of shovel and ditch work, shoveling gravel, shoveling dirt, shoveling anything you can think of with a shovel. So I did a lot of that, and I also was in environmental remediation for a few years. And environmental remediation, we did lead, asbestos, and mold remediation. So I was in attics, I was in crawl spaces, I was on the outside of houses on ladders, hot summers, cold winters, you name it. And I was in really awkward places and spaces, and I would be in full hazmat gear with a HEPA vacuum on my back, you know, trying to traverse eaves and roofs and trying to go underneath crawl spaces with this heavy gear on my back, or dragging it around behind me with electrical cords and all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, I have really put my body through the ringer, and then the fact that I've had these 4 children and everything that motherhood brings along with it. What I want to say about that is because of my lifestyle previous to bearing children, my pregnancies were really rough. I had a lot of pubis symphysis dysfunction. I had a lot of pain in my pregnancies. I mean, horrendous pain. I had physical therapy. I went to chiropractic. I went to osteopath therapy in all my pregnancies. And what the problem was my hips and my pelvis are kind of twisted, and it's partially from how I sit and from daily activities and things like that. And it's also from just sustained injuries over the years of the type of lifestyle that I live. Okay, so I've been taking, every single night, I've been taking the chaga mushroom and turmeric blend with coconut milk and honey. I make kind of like a little tea with it, just warm the coconut milk, and then I mix in the spices in the mushroom. And so far it has helped decrease my inflammation. I do wake up sometimes and have like swollen hands. My joints kind of get swollen and achy as well, and I feel like it's really helped with those things. In addition to my back pain has not returned. It was pretty bad that one night, and then once I went to bed and laid down and kind of took the pressure off of my spine and woke up the next morning, I felt pretty good the next day. So I'm gonna keep up with the reishi mushroom and turmeric blend tea, and I'll be kind of taking that as needed. I'll probably take it a few days in a row whenever my back's hurting like that. Just to, I will support my body with anti-inflammatory natural remedies as much as I can, and when I absolutely need to, I will take an ibuprofen. But so far it has helped a lot with the inflammation. So gets a thumbs up for me, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to click subscribe, give us a thumbs up, a like, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye!